Vayner introduces Thalassa, shifting the battlefield. Kael, Lyra, and the rival must adapt quickly as Ignis and Selene press the attack. Subscribe to Turmoil Studio to continue the Eclipse Saga. The corridors beneath Terenfall twisted like veins, walls lined with faintly glowing filaments. The pulse of the city throbbed beneath their feet, uneven, almost impatient. Kael led, hand brushing against the strands, feeling the network's subtle resistance. Lyra's bow was drawn. Something's different down here. The light, it's alive in a way I can feel. It's aware of us, but awareness isn't hostility, Kael replied, eyes scanning the corridor. From a shadowed alcove, Darius emerged, dark armor absorbing the faint glow. The filaments flickered around him, uncertain. You've reached a choice point. Most ignore the signals and stumble. Kael studied him. We follow the path that reacts to us. Ahead, the corridor forked. One branch snapped with jagged pulses. The other glimmered faintly, almost lifeless. Kael's gaze settled on the unstable path. This is the one we take. Lyra's frown deepened. Dangerous. Unpredictable. It's choice, Kael said. The city will test our judgment. They advanced. Filaments bent around them, responding to their synchronized motion. Darius followed cautiously, attempting subtle influence, but the network resisted his manipulation. A sudden tremor shook the corridor. A branching filament flared violently. Kael touched it carefully. It resists, but it listens. Darius's voice cut through the hum. It tests everyone. Can you keep up? Then we make it learn patience, not haste, Kael said. He and Lyra placed hands on the pulse together, and the path ahead glimmered steadily. A low hum vibrated through the corridor. The system was reacting, learning from their intent. Darius's eyes narrowed. Interesting. You impose subtle intent. Kael's reply was calm. We aren't imposing. We are aligning. Suddenly, 3 figures emerged. Ignis, Thalassa, and Selene, the Guardians. Flames, water, and shadows swirled around them. You've come far, Ignis said, voice low and burning. Yet the network trembles at your touch. The city, this system, it is older than your courage, younger than your folly, Thalassa added. Selene's shadows darted along the walls. The unstable node you've awakened. It responds now, and it chooses to learn from you. Kael stepped forward. We aren't here to fight it. We guide it. The Guardians attacked. Flames, water, and shadows threatened to snap the filaments. But Kael and Lyra synchronized perfectly, stabilizing the network. Every strike, every surge of energy fed the system. Kael whispered. It learns balance while they teach resistance. Step by step, they advanced. The unstable node pulsed ahead, opening a faint path toward the next subnode. Selene murmured, You are no longer intruders. You are variables. The corridor widened into a vast chamber. Filaments stretched like spider webs, nodes floating in midair. Every prism hummed with intention, every thread a choice waiting to be made. Kael and Lyra synchronized their pulses, bending the central prisms to form a path forward. The Guardians watched, some curiosity flickering across their features. Kael's gaze met Lyra's. Then we proceed with caution, step by step. The path ahead shimmered, revealing the next node deep in Terenfall's veins. The network bent and stretched in response to their intent. The city was aware, the network was alive, and Kael and Lyra were no longer just observers, they were its guides. The path beyond the chamber twisted upward, spiraling along veins of glowing light. Every step resonated through the lattice, and Kael could feel the network anticipating, not resisting their presence. Lyra's hand hovered over a filament. It's like it's testing our alignment now, not our strength. Exactly, Kael murmured. Every node is a conversation. Every choice, a word. Ahead, a prism floated, larger than the others, radiating pulses in irregular beats. Threads extended from it like roots into the surrounding lattice. The unstable node, the one they had guided this far, shimmered in deference. From the shadows, a soft ripple of movement announced Darius. You are influencing more than you realize. The network learns faster than you assume. One misstep, one misjudgment, and it will remember. Kael glanced at Lyra. Then we moved deliberately, step by step, each decision precise. They approached the central prism. Kael extended a hand, letting the pulse from their previous path flow into it. The prism shivered violently, sending a cascade of light into the surrounding threads. Lyra mirrored him, tracing the branching filaments with her fingers. Their combined presence stabilized some threads while others writhed unpredictably. A sudden shockwave echoed through the chamber, the network's reaction, but also a challenge. From above, 3 smaller prisms detached from the lattice, spinning violently, emitting blinding pulses of light. Ignis's voice cut through the chaos. Do you see? The city defends itself. It does not bend to those who rush. Thalassa's water arc circled the spiraling prisms, trying to sever Kael and Lyra's connection. It tests patience, resilience, precision. Celine's shadows flickered over the chamber floor. And it watches intent. Who you are, what you seek. It all leaves a mark. Kael and Lyra synchronized fully, breathing in unison. The pulsating threads bent, forming a temporary corridor of calm light through the chaos. Kael whispered, "We don't just respond, we harmonize." The spinning prisms slowed, their energy bending along the guided path. A faint hum emerged, not aggressive, not passive, but deliberate. The network was acknowledging their presence as co-creators, not intruders. Ahead, a secondary chamber shimmered into view, threads converging toward an arching node larger than the one they had stabilized before. Its surface flickered with fragmented images, visions of the city, countless choices branching outward, some familiar, some alien. Lyra's eyes widened. It's showing us possibilities. Kael's hand hovered above the arching node. Each one a test, each one a chance to guide, not dominate. From the shadows, Darius's voice drifted, almost contemplative. And here, the real divergence begins. Do you guide the network, or let it guide you? Lyra exhaled. We make our choice, together. Kael nodded, placing both hands firmly against the node. Light coursed through them, spreading along the lattice, illuminating paths they had never seen before. Threads reached outward, bending toward their combined intent, pulsing stronger with every heartbeat. Ignis, Thalassa, and Celine remained at the edges, observing but no longer actively obstructing. Even they could see the network acknowledging Kael and Lyra as participants, not just testers. The arching node stabilized, revealing multiple filaments branching deeper into the eastern veins of Terenfall. Each path pulsed with life, waiting for a decision, a choice to be made. Kael looked at Lyra. This is it, the true divergence. Every path leads somewhere different. Every choice matters. Lyra's fingers brushed the glowing threads. Then we don't hesitate. We pick a path, and we commit. Together, they step forward into the network's unfolding intelligence, every pulse resonating with their intent. The city was no longer just alive, it was aware, adaptive, and now guided by them. Above, shadows shifted. Darius's silhouette lingered, silent, eyes glinting with intrigue. So it begins, he murmured. The network's new stewards have emerged. The unstable node pulsed one final time, splitting into threads that led toward multiple unseen junctions. Choices awaited, tests awaited, and Kael and Lyra moved forward, ready to face whatever the network had prepared. The threads stretched outward, shimmering with faint, fragmented light, each pulse hinting at a different consequence. Kael paused, fingers hovering over 2 particularly bright filaments. Lyra's eyes scanned the branching paths. One feels volatile, the other restrained, but cautious. Both have weight. Wait isn't a warning, Kael replied. It's responsibility. The air thickened, charged with the network's awareness. Tiny sparks of light danced along the filaments, as if the city itself were holding its breath, waiting for their selection. A whisper of sound reached them low, resonant, almost like the echoes of a heartbeat multiplied across the lattice. Then, from a side passage, the Guardians appeared once more. Ignis's flames flickered with curiosity. Thalassa's water arcs rippled with subtle caution, and Selene's shadows twined around the new junctions. You understand the stakes, don't you? Ignis asked, voice steady. Each path shapes not only the network, but those who walk it. Kael nodded, eyes fixed on the threads. We do, and we won't falter. Lyra's hand brushed a luminous filament. The thread pulsed in response, bending slightly, revealing glimpses of what lay ahead. A spiraling chamber filled with suspended prisms, a corridor of twisting light, and faint shadows moving beyond perception. Every choice is a node within a node, Lyra murmured. We can't predict it all, but we can guide it together. Kael exhaled. Then we commit. Step forward, together. They advanced, stepping onto the volatile thread first. The filament shivered violently under their touch, a surge of energy threatening to throw them off balance. Kael's hands traced the pulse rhythmically, Lyra matching his movements. The unstable node reacted, bending around their intent, stabilizing just enough to allow progress. A sudden ripple ran through the lattice, an echo of resistance. The network was testing them, probing the limits of their synchronization. From above, a prism fractured and realigned midair, projecting shifting patterns of light across the walls. The Guardians observed silently, nods imperceptible. Acknowledging the pair's control, Lyra whispered. It's learning from us, adapting in real time. Kael's jaw tightened. Not just learning, negotiating. Each pulse is a dialogue. The corridor twisted, opening onto a chamber larger than any they had seen. Multiple smaller nodes floated midair, each radiating threads like roots in every direction. Energy hummed in patterns, both mesmerizing and chaotic. Kael's eyes narrowed. This is a hub of decisions. Every prism, every filament, represents a consequence. One wrong touch, and the network will remember and punish. Lyra scanned the paths, calculating. Then we touch lightly. We guide, not force, and we leave a trace of balance. Their synchronized hands hovered above two adjacent prisms. Light flowed into the nodes, sending ripples along the lattice. Threads bent toward their combined pulse, splitting and reconnecting, forming new pathways. A deep hum echoed through the chamber. The unstable node pulsed strongly, aligning with their intent. For the first time, the network responded voluntarily, not just reactively. From the shadows, Selene's voice echoed. The network has acknowledged you, but acknowledgement is not trust. Your choice here will define your role within it. Ignis and Thalassa stepped aside, letting Kael and Lyra dictate the flow. The room itself seemed to lean toward their influence, pulsating with energy that was neither hostile nor submissive. It was alive, aware, and receptive. Kael exhaled, locking eyes with Lyra. We step carefully, but decisively. Every node we touch, we commit to. Lyra nodded, pulse synchronized with his. Then, let's open the next junction. Together, they reached for the final pair of filaments, the threads pulsing brighter as if sensing the magnitude of the choice. The unstable node quivered, then flared, projecting the next chamber like a faint holographic map of possibility. A single prism at the center rotated slowly, its light diffusing into countless branching threads. The network's pulse accelerated, almost anticipating their move. Kael whispered,